Danny Campbell. Welcome to Campbell Guitar. Today I'm going to teach you a really beginner song, Knockin' on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan. It's only got 4 total chords. It's a very common song to learn as a beginner. If you aren't a beginner guitarist and you're a little ahead of that, it's maybe a little dry for you, but stick around for the end of the lesson. I'll show you some ways to mix up the chords and make it sound a little more interesting. Bob Dylan wrote the song in 1973, and it's just really an acoustic version, but he did have covers from Guns N' Roses, which became very popular, and Eric Clapton also covered the song. Alright, so now you're looking here at my right hand because I'm a lefty guitarist. Most of you it'll be your left hand here on the fretboard, but the first chord in the sequence of chords is a G chord, and the way you can play it, there's 2 different ways. This way here, you're playing 3rd fret on the E string, 2nd fret on the A string, with your middle finger and index finger respectively. Now all these middle strings are open except for the B string and the high E down here, these 2. You're playing the 3rd fret on these 2, and these 2 top fingers on the E string and the A string. You're strumming it full through, you're strumming all the strings, and that's one way to play it. Now another way you can play it is just by removing your ring finger there, and you can play it like this. So just your pinky's down on the high E string, and it's an open B string down there. So that's the first chord. Second chord here we have is a D chord, where you are playing here just the bottom 4 strings. You're playing an open D string, then you're playing your index fingers on the 2nd fret of the G string. Your ring finger is on the 3rd fret of the B string, and your middle finger is on the high E string on the 2nd fret. So it sounds like that. Now you don't want to strum all the strings. You can hear the difference. That or a true D chord, which sounds much nicer like that. So you're just strumming the bottom 4 strings. That's the 2nd chord in the sequence. Alright, so the next chord is an A minor chord. You're not playing this E string here. You're starting on the open A. Then on the D string you have your middle finger on the 2nd fret. And right below that you have your ring finger down on the G string. And your index finger is on the 1st fret of the B string. And you play an open high E. So strumming it through just the bottom 5 strings. Sounds like that. So to recap what we have so far, we have G. Now let's go for 1 measure each, and now you get to A minor, and you play that for twice the time. Okay, so now that's the first time through. Now the second time around, it's the same first 2 chords. The G and the D are the same, except instead of playing an A minor chord, you play a C chord. A C chord, open E string, 3rd fret on the A string here with your ring finger. Then right below that on the 2nd fret of the D string, you have your middle finger. You play an open G string here, and then your index finger goes down on the 1st fret of the B string. You have an open high E here. So this is what a C chord sounds like. So now the full sequence through, this is the entire song, it goes like this. So the A minor and the C chord you play for twice as long as then you play the D and the G here. Alright, yeah, so that's basically the entire song. It's a very beginner song, basic chords, you just keep playing that over and over again. Like I said, it can be a little dry if you're past the point of just learning those chords. So if you're more intermediate, or at least you know all the chords and you got the transfers down and you want to make it more interesting, I'll show you some ways now where I might play it to make a simple song sound a little more complex and make it sound more interesting. So here we go. basically what I was doing there, a couple hammer-ons. You can always hammer on with a G chord. Hammer-on basically just means taking your finger off, and then as you strum it, bring it down. So you hear that? You can hear it a lot with the D chord here. I'll hammer on this high E string. Or maybe with your pinky you could throw it down. There's many ways that you could, many variations of the D chord that you can do. One little thing I did there was a little slide. It might be a little tough for some of you if you're more of a beginner, but it is a very nice way to transfer chords from a G to a. Now you can do this with any song, really, any basic chords too. C to G. Yeah, and that basically just makes the song sound more interesting. It's a very basic song, like I said. So yeah, it's pretty much the entirety of the lesson. Stick around. I have on my website there is a request box for lessons. Go on there, you put in your email, and you suggest any song that you want to learn. And I hope I can teach you. I keep putting up videos for you guys. Follow me on Instagram. I'll be putting up previews of lessons that I'll be putting out. And thanks for coming.